Shalom. Shalom. Giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Honors and salutation to the hopeful elect. So I was reading this article here. It's entitled, it's from US News, usnews.com. And it's entitled, Knocking on Famine's Door. UN Food Chief warns actions now. And this article was dated September 23rd, 2022. What's that? December, November, October, so like 4 months ago. 5 months, you can say 5 months. Roughly 5 months ago, this article was written. So I'm going to read some of this article, then I have a few scriptures, because this is the time that we're heading into, So it says the UN food chief is warning that the world is facing a perfect storm on top of a perfect storm when it comes to hunger. So, it's a very serious thing. Excuse me. By Edith M. Lederer, Associated Press. United Nations, AP, the UN food chief, warned Thursday that the world is facing a perfect storm on top of a perfect storm and urged donors, particularly Gulf nations and billionaires, to give a few days of profits to tackle a crisis with fertilizer supplies right now and prevent widespread of food shortage next year. And this is all, that's just how the devil do, man, because what the so-called white man was doing, they were, first of all, they were euthanizing, farm animals, and they were having farmers around the time of the C-19 lockdowns. They was having farmers, discard, their crops. They were discarding millions of tons and tons of pounds, let me put it that way, of their crops, man, just throwing it away. The US government had them doing that. I believe they were paying some farmers as well. And they euthanized millions of livestock. So for them to write something like this is total. It show you how wicked the so-called white man is, man. But get ready, man, because 2023, it's gonna be some crazy shit happening, man. It could very well be a famine. It says otherwise there's gonna be chaos all over the world, right? Because when people can't eat, that's when they fucking lose it, man. But us brothers in the truth, as I'm gonna get this scripture here, we don't got nothing to worry about, man. This is Psalms chapter 37, verse 19. And it reads, it says, they shall not be ashamed. It says, in the evil time. Why won't we be ashamed? Matter of fact, let me start up at 18. The Lord Yahweh knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. Right? He knoweth the days of the upright. The upright are who? You brothers, Lord willing, myself, doing the work. Starting with the apostles and the elders. It says, they shall not be ashamed. Why won't we be ashamed in the evil time? And the evil time is coming up on. We're in the evil times, man. We're in the beginning stages of the evil times. And we're not going to be ashamed because what? We went out there and did what the Lord told us to do. Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, in the 17th verse. We did what the Lord told us to do. And it's not like the Lord is not a man that he shall lie, because the Lord, as he's going to say right here, it says, and in the days of famine, they shall be satisfied, right? So one of the reasons we're not going to be ashamed is because of the Lord's promises, man. The Lord said he's going to take care of us in the famine. So it says, in the days of the famine, they shall be satisfied. You know, we're going to have our daily bread. The Lord's going to find some way, somehow, you know, for us to eat. You got great examples such as Elijah. You know, also in the time of the famine, you know, the Lord had Elijah, or was it Elisha? I think it was Elijah, catch with that woman, and she had like one course of oil and a little bit of bread, and the Lord made it last. You know, then you had the ravens feeding Elijah. Then you had Daniel in the lion's den, how the Lord fed him. You know, so the Lord is not going to forsake us, man. It says, but the wicked shall perish. 2/3, you're going to perish. You heathens, you're going to perish in this famine. And the enemies of the Lord, you know, who are the enemies of the Lord, man? You know, it says, shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume into smoke. They shall consume away, right? They're going to consume away. These people are going to, and that's what a famine does to you. It consumes you. Your body really, literally eats itself. So let me go back to the article. It says, otherwise, there's going to be chaos all over the world, which is really, if you're a man of the Lord, you want that. It says, World Food Program Executive Director David Beasley said in an Associated Press interview, Beasley said that when he took the helm of the WFP 5.5 years ago, which is the World Food Program, it says only 800 million people around the world were headed towards starvation. That's a lot of people. And I'm thinking, well, I can't put the World Food Program out of business, he said. It says, but climate problems, and that's what they're doing. They blame it on climate problem, but really, you know, the so-called white man is behind all of this, man. He's destroying the crops, man. Ain't no fucking climate problem, man. Because I have plants myself here, you know, in my house, you know, that it's wintertime and these plants are still alive, man. Although they're not bearing fruit right now, but they're still alive. You know? And I did ask the Lord to bless my plants too. So it says the C-19 pandemic, which began early 2020, doubled it to 276 million people, which showing you that this whole C-19 pandemic, you know, it was all orchestrated, man. It was all a plan to bring forth these events, man. But really, it's the Lord's plan. Like the nigga Drake said, it's God's plan. It says the C-19 pandemic, which began early 2020, doubled it to 276 million people not knowing where their next meal was coming from. See, us brothers, we ain't got to worry about that, man. You know, because the Lord's going to protect us. The Lord's going to give us our food, man. It says, finally, Russia invaded Ukraine, which, you know, I believe also this war was, you know, orchestrated, you know, because they call, I believe, Ukraine and Russia has the world's most wheat, well, basically the biggest supply of wheat come out of Russia and Ukraine, mainly Ukraine. It says on February 24th, sparked a war. Damn, that was February 24th. God damn. Sparked a war and a food, fertilizer, and energy crisis that pushed the number to 345 million. So, damn, even more people started starving after that, man. It says within that are 50 million people in 45 countries knocking on famine's door. Beasley said, if we don't and this is all prophesied in the Bible. The Lord tells you he's going to bring a famine. It says, if we don't reach these people, you will have famine, starvation, what's that word? That's stability. I can't pronounce that. Can't pronounce that, man. I know what the word is, but it's a tongue twister for me, man. It says of nations, unlike anything we saw in 2007 to 2008, destabilization. Excuse me. There you go. There you go. It says in 2008 and 2011, and you will have a mass migration. We have to respond now. Oh, you have to respond, Beasley. You know, but like I said, man, you know, it's out there, man, that there's a famine coming. Try to move this thing, man. Almost stopped the video by accident. All right, here we go. Now let's get another scripture. This is the book of Job, chapter 5, verse 20. In famine, he shall redeem thee from death, and in war, from the power of the sword. Right. So the Lord said, in famine, Job said, in famine, the Lord shall redeem you from death, man. You know, and in war, from the power of the sword. So everything is in control of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, man. You know, the Lord is in control of all of this stuff, man. That was not the other scripture I wanted. I believe it was, let me see. Let me go down here. It was Psalms 33. Yeah, it's 33 and 19. It says to deliver. Let me read that. It says, behold, the eyes of the Lord is upon them that fear him, and upon them that hope in his mercy. And the Lord's mercy, you know, to us, the Lord's mercy is what? Bringing forth this famine, because the famine is a prophecy. Because we know that once the Lord bring forth all these prophecies and they all come to pass, then what? The ultimate mercy is what? The kingdom of heaven. It says to deliver their soul from death and keep them alive in famine. You know, so it says, behold, the eyes of the Lord is upon them that fear him. So if you fear the Lord, he's going to what? Keep you alive in the famine. And how does he keep you alive? He gives you food. Man, expect many miracles, man, which, Lord willing, I'm going to entitle this lesson that, man, you know. But you brothers can read on. I got the main point, man, in this article. So it's showing you that there is going to be a famine, you know, in the land of Babylon this year, Lord willing. You know, at least that's what this article is itching to. So with that, Lord willing, you brothers and you sisters were edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rachak Wadash. Shalom to the elect. It's like a double honor to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone. And shalom to the elect.